Welcome, Susan. Lovely to meet you. I know you've been a great investor in the Valley for a while, and I have been promoting you to other event organisers, so I'm very pleased that you could come tonight.
Well, thank you for the invitation.
And I just wondered if you could talk a little bit about what you're really passionate about in investing and what really gets you going when an entrepreneur comes in with a pitch, and the types of domains that you focus on.
Okay, so I've been investing in it for over 20 years now in the venture industry in Silicon Valley, and starting in kind of the 90s all the way up to now. And I'd say in my current environment and what's going on in the overall macroeconomic area is obviously FinTech is one of our focus areas, and we're very excited about the opportunities because FinTech is one of those industries that's really ripe for changes. It's been so staid and conservative, and so we see tremendous opportunity in that. We also see other large white spaces that are available additionally. Legal is one area. Transportation is another area. So there is no shortage of opportunities for entrepreneurs in today's environment. And so our approach to venture investing is very different in that we invest in very capital efficient companies. And in today's environment with just the lower cost to start up a company, to get first revenue from customers and proof points and then scale it from there, we have found our companies can build great companies to profitability in 10 million or less total equity dollars. And that means that our founders and our employees end up owning significant portions, 50% or more of the company at exits. And so it is a very different model than traditional venture. And that gets us super excited when we're working with those entrepreneurs and employee groups in our companies to help together as aligned, which is our aligned partner's name, in an aligned fashion so that we both get to win in the end.
Fantastic model. And do you know if there's any other firms that have come up with that model?
No. My partner and I, and she's been in the industry, 17 plus years. We've known each other since she was in the industry. And we are the only ones doing this. And we've been doing it very successfully. Lots of great wins. I think our fastest build and exit has been 15 months and our longest 6 months or 6 years. And the great thing is our entrepreneurs, when they build and exit a company in Fund 1, they come back and they do it again with us in Fund 2. And that's the greatest compliment a venture capitalist can have when an entrepreneur is a returning entrepreneur and they place your trust to go build that company together.
And so wonderful that your female investors that have created this model, because I know I've supported female investors since I've been here for 7 years, and I think that really we do all as women in this ecosystem need to change the status quo and bringing new models to light. Right. Particularly win-win ones like that.
Isn't that interesting? It's so fascinating because this is really driven by economics. And we have found that when you have a win-win attitude in building and investing companies, the results are much better. And we have very low loss rate because when you have founders and employees who own significant portions of their companies, they're going to do whatever it takes to make that company successful. And so we just find that it's a very synergistic way to invest and to build companies.
And it's worked. That's proof of the pudding, really. Fantastic.
Great.
Tell me, do you have a funny story? I usually ask all the investors whether they have a funny story in their career.
I do have one. This was way back, so this was not in the recent time. But I did have an entrepreneurial group just when kind of Eastern Europe and Russia was starting to come to us with all these great concepts of building companies and doing things. I did have a group of entrepreneurs come over from Eastern Europe, and part of the team were Russians, gentlemen, and so they came to see me, and they said, well, we know because you're a woman that you would understand this pitch. We are funding a service that provides Russian wives so that we can match them to Silicon Valley entrepreneurs. So it's like, that's probably not our area of expertise. But they went through this whole pitch. It was all documented, all the economics.
well, there you go. The poor old Silicon Valley entrepreneurs miss out on getting those Russian
Those
wives.
beautiful Russian women.
I think they'll get in anyway, I'm
I
sure.
think they probably will.
Thanks so much, Susan, and
you.
I'm so looking forward to this panel. I think it'll be really
Yes.
interesting.
I think it's going to be great fun. Thank you for inviting me.